A bottle.
I love that.
We have a problem. Supply contracts have become rare. Post Season 11, the only way to get these is by finding these quests in bottles or mysterious journals. Even with prioritizing these quests for the past year, our progress was disappointing. So I wanted to see what I could get by opening 100 bottles because I'm trying to complete every commendation in the Sea of Thieves. And these ones are holding me back. Bottles are a random spawn item in open water and along shorelines of islands and forts. When you find them, they can give you 1 to 3 quests, which sounds promising.
Oh, two quests out of that. One of them very good.
We started keeping track of whatever bottles we found randomly in the world for about 2 weeks of casual gameplay. In those 2 weeks, we found 28 bottles. Wanna guess how many were supply contracts? 3. And 14 bounty quests? What the So we decided to spend an entire day systematically visiting every island to find as many bottles as we could.
We are starting at Smuggler's Bay, and we are gonna make our way across the entire. Well, we're not gonna go there. That's nothing.
Yeah, why are you using that voice?
I don't know. Dang it.
I've got a record player that was made in 2014. Dyed my hair blue. It came out of C6 sorted green. I like vintage dresses when they fall just below my knees. I pretend I scraped them climbing in the trees. I've got a record player that was made in 2014. Dyed my hair blue. It came out of C6 sorted green. I like vintage dresses when they fall just below my knees. I pretend I scraped them climbing in the trees.
I'm in an elevator, it's going down, down, down. I spent forever with my feet on the ground, but not now. Cause I don't wanna do the wrong thing. Guess I gotta go and get famous for doing nothing. Crack a smile, crack a smile. Stay a while, stay a while.
Stashed quests I have.
Is it gone? Is this on?
I've got a record player that was made in 2014. Dyed my hair blue. It came out of C6 sorted green. I like vintage dresses when they fall just below my knees. I pretend I scraped them climbing in the trees. I've got a record player that
After making our way through the main 3 regions of the map, most of the islands we visited were more hostile than usual because of all the bounty quests we had been collecting. So in a way, we were kinda looking forward to spending some time in the Devil's Roar. And let's just say, I received a warm welcome.
I never even saw it. The way my heart actually jumped. A good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know, but they don't seem to be coming directly at us, so.
There's a reason I avoid this place.
Okay.
Geyser went off next to a keg and it blew it up.
If you thought finding 3 supply contracts out of 28 was disappointing earlier, imagine how we felt after opening 20 bottles just to find 1.
In a word, underwhelming and a little inconvenient.
At least we found 1 more in a mysterious journal earlier in the day.
Mysterious contract.
Hell yeah.
But I think it's safe to say this was not the best use of our time. Now don't get me wrong, I totally respect rare achievements and long-term grinds, but 50 deliveries of 3 different supply types plus 100 kegs without a reliable way of starting these quests is just unreasonable. And supply quests haven't always been this rare. Before Season 11, you could find them randomly in island barrels. For the past year, my crewmate and I have been on the constant lookout for bottles and mysterious journals just for these quests. We checked nearly every shoreline of every island we passed.
Ooh, Crate of Wood, partner.
Even when our main goal was to hunt ancient megs or to earn 1,000,000 gold on a rowboat, these supply contracts took priority. Also, on more than one occasion, we have jumped ship mid-battle just to check bottles floating in the open sea.
We're in a fight with a galleon.
Yeah.
Saw a bottle, so priorities.
Yeah. There it is. Kind of
It's a
the
bounty.
bounty.
Damn it.
With the current state of the game, I have evolved from being annoyed at receiving these quests before I even lifted my anchor, to being somewhere in between.
Please, sir, I want some more.
And
Shut up and take my money.
if the joke is to teach us about supply and demand by making us demand contracts to take our supplies, well done, Rare. Well done. I wish I could say that I found a way to do these more efficiently, but opening 99 bottles only gave us 9 supply contracts.
There's definitely a bottle in there. Yeah, I'll go get it. I'll get it.
Yeah.
This is bottle number
Sorry, bro.
100. The music is so tense right now. No way! Come back!
Nice.
I have
What?
a keg. It's a keg
Oh, too
delivery.
funny.
Bottle number 100. That's crazy.
Thankfully, we found another 4 in mysterious journals, but that doesn't make it much better. The chance to find supply runs in bottles is only around 10%, which isn't just low, it's actually kind of insulting considering that bounty quests spawned around 40% of the time, along with the wrong kind of merchant quest at 42%, which are both redundant because you can get either of those from emissary quests. And the numbers are even worse when you factor in that we got 131 quests out of 100 bottles. But at least maps from bottles will typically give you about 6 king's chests, so don't scoff at those if you still need them for the commendations or the gold. At this rate, it's going to take another year or 2 to finish these quests. Not all hope is lost though. Rare has said that they're open to hearing suggestions from the community. It also seems like I'm not alone in recognizing this issue, and Rare has acknowledged it. So this is where you come in. Yeah, you. I'd like to humbly ask that you make your own suggestions to Rare for how to remedy this problem. The thing is, if we want to see a change, we have to show them that there's enough demand for it to be worth their time. It could be a simple addition to emissary quests, or Rare could allow us to vote for the voyages at our captain's tables, which should have been the way it was the whole time. But with the time-limited Dark Sea Forts, they showed us that there are more ways to implement supply quests.
to Galleon's grave.
If Rare doesn't want to add these back as regular merchant quests, I'd totally be on board with having them as unique treasure items inside vaults or seafort treasuries.
Barrel with gunpowder. Oh, I shouldn't have blown up all that.
Oh no.
And maybe you have a better idea. All I know is that this desperately needs to change. If you have made it this far, please consider making a suggestion to Sea of Thieves. You can find them on social media, leave a comment on their website forums, or you could even go so far as to create a replica supply contract asking for supply contracts and send it to them as a message in a bottle. But only a crazy person would do that. I also opened a Discord channel recently, so if you like these videos or want to talk about commendations, feel free to join.